3.5 years ago, we had one of the most anticipated high school matchups of all time. Two of the most viral hoopers in a gym would face off in the AAU season. This had an attention of a full gym, 2,000 people turned away at the door, and multiple NBA athletes in attendance, including Damian Lillard, Andrew Wiggins, and Jamal Murray. There were 1.2 million people watching it live, and it has over 20 million views on YouTube. The Zion and Lamelo hype was at an all-time high, and it was a recipe for an incredible game. The matchup was very unique because it wasn't like a LeBron versus Kawhi kind of matchup. It was a matchup between an ultra-athletic man-child who had highlight dunk after highlight dunk versus an undersized, skinny, below-the-rim player who could take your ankles and shoot from anywhere after he crosses the half-court line. Actually, even behind the half-court line sometimes. And although both famous, everyone saw Zion as 10 times the prospect Lamelo was. Well, except me and a few others, but it's not my time for an I Told You videos quite yet. This was 3.5 years ago though, and now both players are in the NBA. Zion is now an all-star, and Lamelo is a starter and a runaway favorite for Rookie of the Year. And with both players playing at such a high level, we can start asking the question, who would you rather build your franchise around? What I love about this question is it's not as straightforward as comparing them, looking at stats and impact of the game, etc., but we also have to project where we think they will be. And so there's a lot more to it, and for this reason, I am taking LaMelo Ball. It is very hard to argue against how Zion has been playing recently, but even with his great play, it's not amounting to wins, and we have to see how this translates over the years. But let's start with LaMelo. In a very small sample size, since LaMelo has become a starter, he's averaging over 20 points, over 40% from three, over 50% from the field, and over 90% from the free throw line. This isn't any sort of fluke or mistake either. He's a very confident player and has always done best with the ball in his hands. He has the innate ability to know where the ball is going to be coming off the rim, so he grabs a lot of rebounds. He pushes the pace and is able to find his guys in transition. And he's not the pure facilitator we thought he was going to be coming into the draft, but he's able to pick his spots, be a competent scorer with a brand new jump shot, and it just looks so much better. His feet are set, he doesn't look out of control, and this is really seen when we look at his percentages of shooting, and it puts the defense in a really tough situation. But above all else, he makes everyone around him better, and this is the point I'm gonna drive to death. When 19-year-old LaMelo Ball steps on the floor, everyone gets about 10% better. The pick and rolls are better. He puts it right in the shooter's pockets when they're waiting for a catch and shoot. So if I'm redrafting the NBA and I have the choice between LaMelo and Zion, selecting LaMelo will give me a lot more options with my following picks. I can pick shooters, big men, defensive specialists, really anyone that's out there with LaMelo, their game is gonna elevate. And if I'm choosing Zion, I would feel compelled to pick someone who's willing to stay far away from the basket, and even if they're a shooter, I'm way less confident that Zion will even find them or make an accurate pass. And if I'm also thinking playoff basketball, Zion is one of the most dominant forces we have seen in the lane ever, and especially in the league right now. But is he more dominant than Giannis, the Greek Freak? He's just not, and we've seen Giannis struggle heavily in the playoffs, not being able to get to the rim and having a really hard time finding any offense at all if his shot isn't falling from 15 feet plus. And Zion is even more limited in this capacity, only shooting a three-pointer every other game. And while we're projecting, a big thing I think people are going to bring up a lot is defense. I'll go even as far as saying I like LaMelo's upside on defense even more than I do Zion's. Zion has really struggled to find his rhythm defensively. He can't play the perimeter, and the other opposing team centers have abused him in the post. He will get a highlight off the ball block, and it's very exciting, but this is the same way I see it LaMelo Ball getting a steal in one of the passing lanes. LaMelo has never had to play defense in his entire life, and when the first time you need to buckle down and learn defense is at the NBA level, this is no easy feat. But watching Hornets game, I see improvement every single game. He's able to stay and move his feet and stay in front of the defenders, and I think he's understanding rotations a lot better. Granted, he has a long way to go, but I can't give Zion a huge advantage defensively because these are both weak points in their games as of now. And the Hornets are winning games as well. They almost had double the amount of losses as they did wins last year, and now they're sitting just below 500 and currently a playoff team. And things are looking a lot better since LaMelo has been implemented in the starting lineup. And this Hornets team on paper is a lot worse than the Pelicans are. The Pelicans aren't in rebuild mode anymore. They're trying to win now. They have a good coach, 2 all-star players, and a lot of good pieces around them. And I hope this sheds some light on what the Zion and Lamelo comparison actually looks like projecting their future. And I hope a controversial statement seems less crazy or even very logical now. Between Lamelo's three-point shooting, free throw shooting, contribution to wins, making his team better, and future success in the playoffs, I hope you could see yourselves as well picking Lamelo over Zion. Thank you guys so much for watching. It's crazy to me that this AAU game was 3.5 years ago and how much has happened since then. Zion was seen as this crazy dominant prospect going to Duke, and he's just going to be #1 overall no matter what. Whereas Lamelo was ranked very low at this point in time, a lot of question marks around him, and his game wasn't as fully developed. Me, on the other hand, I've been saying this for a long time. I have a video from about that point saying Lamelo is going to be a top pick. You can check that out if you want. I might bring it up. I don't know. But yeah, it's just insane to me how this has all happened. And now even to see the fact that I'm taking Lamelo over Zion just blows my mind. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like the video, leave a like. It doesn't take that long. It helps the video reach a lot more people and it helps me out a ton. If you want to see videos like this often, make sure to subscribe. It helps out a ton. Thank you guys so much. I will see you all tomorrow. Peace.